Hey, it's Gary from GTR Consulting, and we're back in the fourth and last of our series on cause marketing. In our previous videos, we talked about the ins and outs of cause marketing from a Gen Z perspective. This week, we turn to Ed Koch, the founder of Repute Associates. Ed is an expert in reputation measurement and stakeholder research. He consults for companies large and small to understand their reputations better and work out what they need to do to become more trusted in an ever-changing world. In this video, Ed helps give his professional perspective on what companies must consider when launching a cause marketing effort. Let's have a listen.
Trying to identify and work with a societal movement of the moment, or kind of believe that it's something, a bandwagon to hop onto, I think is where the greatest damage can occur. And we actually saw this with Black Lives Matter. There were a lot of companies that professed solidarity with that movement, that really advocated for change. But the issue came is when you looked under the bonnet to see what their track record had been previously. And very quickly, it presented a little bit of an opportunity for people to sort of trip companies up, to claim hypocrisy. There's a major study that's been going for around about 10 years or so, the Deloitte Millennial and Gen Z study, which is a huge, great study. It's in 45 countries, it's kind of 20,000 plus people, so it's a robust data set. The millennials and the Gen Z are very focused at what they want from business is a clear demonstration of how business is helping to improve society. However, there is a bit of a tension in there, because whilst there's an expectation for business to improve society, at the same time, there's a cynicism, frankly, amongst that generation. There's a statement within that study, which is the extent to which people agree that business is a force for good. And that's fallen. When the study first started in 2013, that was 73% agreement that business is a force for good, and that's fallen to 47%. Kelloggs did a remarkably good cause-related marketing, which is breakfast for better days. That's like a universal thing that people can appreciate. It's child poverty, of kids not getting a good enough breakfast to have a good day at school. And of course, that's right on point from a product perspective. It was also excellent because it gave employees a fantastic opportunity to volunteer. So from a reputational perspective, you're moving away from arts sponsorship that some of the highbrow financial services organizations might do as cause-related marketing, all very worthy, but to actually get employees motivated behind it, a huge, great workforce to experience that, and to act as your ambassadors for that cause has got a real kind of longevity that hasn't really got anything to do with selling product at that stage. And then, yeah, use it on brand, use it in packs, use it as point of sale reference. Over time, that works really well. But those examples, unfortunately, are kind of only very few and far between, particularly when it comes to big business. North Face got called out recently, their kind of focus against big oil. And yet, I think within Colorado, they were called out for, well, you know, oil pays for the kind of the microplastics that you've got in your garments. You've got to be bulletproof pretty much when it comes to being able to show, to your point, the kind of like the consistency that you've been about that. You've got a good track record of doing it. And B, you've got to kind of be holistic about it. The first thing is to embed that as a long-term strategy. There has to be a significant commitment to it. I think the second point is it has to be systemic rather than it being an initiative. I think the third aspect is to actually have a goal in mind.
So, in order to launch a successful cause marketing campaign, we've heard that marketers must consider many factors. They have to select a cause they can commit to. They must be sure to show a consistent track record with that cause or it can come back to haunt them. Gen Z is suspicious and really good at sniffing out hypocrisy. Number 3, they must make it a systemic and holistic program with a clear goal in mind rather than just an initiative. And part of this is having to motivate employees and customers by involving them in the effort and the benefits. All of these are important factors to consider because, as we've discussed, cause marketing isn't easy. Well, that's it for our series on cause marketing. And until our next series, this is your friendly neighborhood Gen Z millennial expert signing off. Remember, stay safe, stay healthy, please get the vaccine.